organ donation, you need not to interfere with the normal life of the hospital. If you interfere, one or two journalists from every of the 17 regions in Spain, journalists that can be the same person with die in another hospitals, but if we want to cover everything, probably we would be very less effective in covering what we are covering.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have some room still for the improvement. So we did not reach the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So
Presently, how many people are on the waiting list in Spain this year?
4,000, more than 4,000.
4,000?
4,000 for kidney, 600 for more or less at the present moment, 600 or 650 for livers, and let's say 100 and something for hearts, and 100 and something for lungs, and maybe 20 for small bowel, maybe 70 or 60 for pancreas. So it could be 5,000 or around 5,000.
Around 5. And what is the population of Spain?
43 million.
43
something million.
And in Canada, we have a very low rate, and I think we have about 275 to 300 people that are passing away every year on the waiting list. Is there any way to indicate a statistic in that same manner?
Deaths.
Of deaths that are...
Yeah, we have, it depends on the organ, but we have around 10% is the overall figure. It is less for liver, it is higher for lungs. It depends on the
so when we say, or when the figure of, I think it's 34.5 per million donors, how can you translate that to how many lives get, sorry?
Organs. 2.54 organs per donor.
Per donor. Okay, so then each year
3,700 or so.
So that's almost 60-70%, which is 3 times the amount of most countries. So that, because a lot of people want to see this in so many different ways. When they say how is a country improving, when we give the statistics of 14.3 opposed to 34, it doesn't translate to them. Well, is that big or is that small?
Yeah.
You know, so.
But you have to put it in the context of the country, and then the waiting list and the facilities to exchange organs, and you cannot compare countries like Canada with countries like Spain. It is very easy to move across Spain, and it is very difficult to move across Canada or Argentina. You have to imagine that from the south to the north of Argentina is the same distance as from here to Moscow, and you have crossed 20 countries from here to Moscow, and it's 4,000 kilometers, like between the north and the south of Argentina, or the east and the west of Canada, which is 6,000 kilometers. So
about 7,000.
7,000. So, I mean, this is not comparable. And the rate, I know that the rate of mortality at home in Canada is higher, much higher than here. So people does not arrive to the hospital in many areas. It is quite easy if you live in Toronto area to arrive to the hospital, but it's not so easy if you have to take an helicopter. This happens in Australia, where the people can live in farms in the center of the country and have to take the plane to go to the most closest city, because the most closest city is 1,000 kilometers far from your home, and then this is unbelievable for us. I cannot
that's
imagine
one of the challenges.
Distances.
Yeah, geographical.
This is one point.
Yeah.
I mean, I do not think that systems of work are exportable like oranges or bananas. You have to put in your way of work in the context of your daily life, your health system, your possibilities, your demography, your geographic situation, and so on and so on. And probably it is not comparable, or the rates are not comparable.
I think the way that we are looking to Spain to be our role models is in your attitude and perception of organ and tissue donations. as well as the attention that you give it. I think that's what's the main difference. Each country is different in its culture, geographic, but if we had given it the same importance and the same attention, and made it a priority, and the perception, the attitude would change, then we could develop the most effective systems. But I think, as a student studying Spain now for many years on how the system was so successful, I think it lies mostly in the attitude and perception of organ and tissue donation. And that is what we're trying to transpire over to our country. So looking at all the different ways that you have tackled each challenge and addressed each shortcoming, it's because of the attitude and perception that you had concerning. So if we had that same degree of attitude, we would be able to tackle our own personal challenges in the same, in a different way, but with the same motivation and enthusiasm. So that is why it is so important that we find out how Spain did it, and that we make this as serious as possible to our government. It has been very hard to have the government understand how important this is, and I think part of the reason is that the idea of saving a life was somewhere lost, and the idea of transplantation being almost a cure was not integrated. So we are trying to change that, and so we are doing it by being very provocative as well as inspiring. So with these ingredients, we are hoping that things will change in the next couple of years. We've been at this for quite a while now, and it's probably the same journey that people that I've been talking to in the United States, in England, and Australia. They are having the same difficulties with their present government to make some needed changes and some. So I don't know if there was something to do with being an Anglo country as opposed to a European Latin. I don't know if there was something to do with that as far as the government thinking. It could lie somewhere, because if it does lie somewhere there, then it is good to know that so you can address it more properly. So we're also researching that aspect to see, because why is it that all the Anglo countries are hesitant to, embrace this, to all your counterparts in Italy, France, Portuguese, they embraced it, So we're
different mentality.
Exactly. So, but we're hoping our number one is the public is behind this,
Yeah.
and I know because we've traveled through 500 communities in Canada, and our media is behind this as well. They're saying it's only.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
What are your plans for right
this
now?
afternoon? I'm just finishing up with you. I'm going to do a photo op with some of the people here, and then I should be finished.
Okay. Because I have to write some reports before going. Do you want to eat something?
Oh, okay.
We are going to eat now.
Okay.
If you want, you can
Join?
come with us.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
And then
I
you
would
can,
like.
Because
And
I have to
after
write
you-
something
Okay.
right now.
Okay,
Okay.
And
Well-
I can see you tomorrow. Maybe if you come again.
Sure.
Or,
I would like to. Yes.
I will be here because I have all the day. I'm meeting right in the other building, but I will.